Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Innocent Villains. And this is a crazy episode. Not something I thought we would be talking about today, but the whole Minneapolis ICE thing. What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are wavering right now. Obviously, I'm pro mass deportation. Excuse me. Whoa. I'm pro mass deportation. I want to get everybody out of here. I think the shooting, I don't want to say it was uncalled for, but I think we could have saved a life today.
Yeah.
I don't think she needed to die. I don't think that she was actively going to run that person over, that ICE agent.
No.
Not even in the slightest.
No.
So, and now, the cope and seethe of the Trump administration trying to say to stand with ICE. I mean, that's huge because obviously we saw someone get murdered. One of these ICE agents that they're giving sign-on bonuses to and all this, like, it's just, we saw a murder today. It was a straight up murder.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You see people on Twitter, people on X are saying, oh, depending on what persuasion you have, you're going to get confirmation bias. And it's like, yes, that's very much true. I see people on the right that are saying, oh, we stand with ICE. And then I'm seeing people on the left like, oh, we have to kill ICE. And it's like,
right.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
Right.
I'm kind of like you. I feel a little bit of both. So this lady, she was a 37-year-old woman.
Mother.
Well, mother, yeah.
Mother,
from
wife, poet.
From Missouri, apparently.
Yeah.
Which, that's a little weird. Why are you
in Minnesota
from... Yeah, that's a little weird. But in addition to that, like, still, she didn't have to die. Now, I don't know about you, but I probably would have reacted a little bit differently. I probably wouldn't have been at the protest in the first place.
Correct.
That's something that my mom telling us growing up, like, oh, don't go near those protests or whatever. You don't have to protest. And like, I kind of adopted that belief.
I mean, I think that's just in general. Like, I truly don't. I get it. You get to voice your frustration and your disappointment,
right.
But like, we have social media for that now. You could scroll your social media page and see everybody who disagrees with what's going on right now. The big problem that we're seeing is the fact that these protests are not peaceful. They're never peaceful protests. They get violent. People start threatening people. We saw it all over our X feed today, where people are just constantly threatening ICE agents and getting physical, shoving ICE agents. ICE agents have to then deploy tear gas, and I mean, it's really becoming another summer. We're gonna have the winter of love now.
Yeah.
Of course, Minnesota. Tim Walz said that he's going to bring out the National Guard if things get things get out of hand, but also in his press conference told people to go out and protest. And it's like, do you not remember the track record of your fucking state, dude? Like,
I don't get it. And it's weird because usually protests, they thrive in the summer. You don't see this shit in the winter.
And Minnesota winter too. It's not an Ohio winter where it's 45 degrees.
Right. No, they're talking about like a foot of snow, and like that's normal for them.
Right.
But like, it is so insane because this has been building up. This has been building up for a year. Something that Nick Fuentes talked about. He said, if you don't address this shit, if you don't go hard as fuck,
right,
the left is going to retaliate, and you're not going to like that. It's just how it is. And it's like the midterms are coming up, and it's looking like the Republicans are going to lose power.
Agreed.
It's just me. They're going to lose power. They'll have the Senate probably, but they're going to lose the House.
It's not just you. It's the true concern of Donald Trump. You saw in that speech that he just gave, I think yesterday, mentioned if we lose the House, they will impeach me. I can't lie, brother. You've given him every fucking reason to impeach you.
Like, it is so simple. He doesn't have to lose the House. If he would just decouple from Israel, or not even decouple, but just put them aside and say, hey, even rhetorically, just cater to people that want America first. Maybe do 25% of that. But fuck, give us something. Because it is so imperative that you are just on Israel's dick. Seriously, it is so imperative that you are a slave to the Zionist cause. What is going on? And then you shot on your America First base.
Not only that, I mean, sure, Trump is, slobbing all over Israel, glazing Bibi Netanyahu. But I think the most sickening and the worst part about it is that he is engulfed with Zionists all through his cabinet, all through the government. I mean, it's
Mike Waltz.
Fuck. Right. It's truly. It's not even a. I think it's not even a situation where Trump is the issue. I mean, it is obviously, but the supporting cast around him are all pro a foreign country. They are Israel first. I mean, it is not just Trump.
Right, man. I mean, RFK's talking about stopping anti-Semitism. What the fuck, dude?
Right,
You're supposed to be figuring out
Right.
what makes kids autistic.
Right.
What does that have to do
Right.
with anti-Semitism?
Right, let's find a cure for cancer, you dickhead. Who gives a fuck about anti-Semitism? If they feel,
By the way,
if
you gotta give credit where credit's due, real quick. I mean, did you see the stuff about the vaccines? How they're limiting the childhood vaccine schedule from like 70 plus vaccines to 11
Yeah.
that are recommended.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
a
know.
win.
Does that make me a libertarian if I mean, so I have a kid, obviously. He's 2. And, I mean, he has all his vaccines. I mean, he doesn't have, like, the flu shot and the COVID shot, but, I mean, I went through with all of his vaccines. I don't know that I'm one of the anti-vaxxers. I know we see reports and statistics, but we also hear from doctors, people who are actually administering them. And it's not even like, I don't know about anybody else watching the show, but local doctors local pediatricians who are administering these vaccines. And again, I don't know if that is a qualification to make me a libertarian, but I don't necessarily know that I'm on the vaccines cause autism side, because it was vaccines and then it was Tylenol and I don't know. It's I
It's a
get
bunch
it.
of anecdotal evidence. It doesn't really, like, I'm very skeptical of Big Pharma.
Obviously,
I'm somebody
I think
that probably
everybody
leans,
is.
like, I'm probably on the side of, like, I mean, I don't know. I had all of my vaccines till I was 2. My youngest brother hasn't had any vaccines, and he's the healthiest one.
Oh,
you could
really?
argue.
So he's completely
Yeah,
unvaxxed.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that. That checks out though.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of both ways for me. Obviously, don't have a kid yet,
Right.
but we expect to start our family soon, and you don't want to put your kids in danger, 100%.
Right.
But, I mean, for that,
But, and I
You've
will
seen,
say,
like,
and it's not a, obviously this is completely off topic because we have a million other, we started with Minnesota and we're 7 minutes in and now we're talking about vaccines.
we'll go back to Minnesota.
Right.
We'll go back to it.
Well, the point that I was going to make though is, I mean, my son, when he was 3 months old, was in the hospital with RSV. So when you're in a situation like that where there's vaccines and stuff being administered, I mean, truly the cost benefit of autism or, possibly losing your kid early, like it's really a scary point, because you're like, oh, maybe I am anti-vax, but also I don't want my kid to get fucking polio. So like, let's get the vaccine.
It sounds scary. It sounds scary, definitely.
Yeah, but anyways, let's get back into the thick of it. Obviously,
So
a woman
here's the
died.
thing. We are in a place right now where I don't know where we go from here. So Trump has the ability to do a couple things. He can invoke the Insurrection Act, which I think he should have done already. But the thing is, you look at 2020, and he was trying to win an election, and he said, it's going to be better if we let Minnesota burn down. It's going to be better for my election numbers
Right.
if we just let this happen.
Right.
He didn't send the National Guard in. He didn't invoke the Insurrection Act, and look what happened. He fucking lost.
Right.
And he has nothing to lose now. He'll be a lame duck president soon. He's not running for re-election. What's stopping you from invoking the Insurrection Act? And he's kind of like coy about the whole thing too. He said, "Oh, it's a good thing that the ICE officer, good thing he got away okay."
Right.
It's like, bro, come on.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, in
I'm,
the other
I'm
part,
personally pro mass deport. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm pro mass deportations. 100%. Fucking rip them out. But if you don't go hard as fuck, like, this is what's gonna happen.
Right.
And we've seen the TikToks of the past couple days. People in Minnesota going up to ICE agents off duty. Oh, fuck you, fascist. They're pushing them, right? They're pushing them, trying to take their guns today. And so they spray them in the face with paintball guns and shit. Like, it's coming.
Yeah.
They're trying to break into City Hall. Shit is coming. So what are you going to
I don't know,
do?
because the same thing that you just said in that same exact statement of he's going to be a lame duck president, and he also back when he was running for re-election said let Minnesota burn and whatever. I think we're in the same kind of hole here where Trump knows that shit's coming down the pipe, and why not just let Minnesota burn if you're hoping to get your successor JD Vance in there? You know,
I just think that's retarded because
well, for sure
these are
is.
people at the end of the day. This is conflict. It's not going to go well.
No, and I
Fuck
think
the
I think
election.
you pull ice
Who cares
out.
about the
I
election?
think you pull ice out of Minnesota. I think it really is crazy the fact that we have a protest over, you know, this lady dying. I don't know if it was reported correctly or not. I don't know if she's been to multiple protests and stalking ICE agents. I saw a report on that on X, but I don't know if it's 100% true. But
She shouldn't have died regardless.
agreed. But what I will say is you have all of the fraud and everything coming out in Minnesota with all the Somali daycares and stuff with Tim Walz, everything that's been coming out. And now, after someone dies, we're doing ICE protests. We're not protesting our own state's government, or we're not protesting the Somali daycare fraud issues. Like, obviously, yes, a woman died, and that's a very serious issue, but it really shows where the people of Minnesota are. Like, I don't care about, you know, embezzlement between Somalians in fucking Minnesota, but I do care about ICE.
It's that Minnesota nice thing, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It is these people, they're willing to let these people rob them.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly think, like, the Trump derangement syndrome, it's overdone. Absolutely. But there's something that he broke in these fucking people 10 years
Right.
ago.
Well,
and it just hasn't healed.
But he broke it and then didn't do anything to kind of heal the wound for future Republicans.
Dude, these were the same people. These people that are, I'm outraged. They were the same people celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. The same fucking people. These moral people, they're claiming to be the moral authority. What the fuck?
Right.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying these are the same people that celebrated Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're 100% true. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense in the grand scheme of things of where everybody's feelings and politics and everything's at, but it's just so sickening to watch. It's sickening to watch that, you know, one person gets celebrated for dying who really did nothing wrong, and then another person dies who kind of did something wrong. I mean, she ran from ICE agents. They're federal employees. So at the end of the day, they stop, you say stop. Your life probably wouldn't have been in danger. It's the same thing when it comes to when you see traffic stops that go bad. You know, but at the end of the day, she didn't need to die, and it was a disgusting video to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, you can make the argument, I guess, that she's trying to run the guy over, but when you see the video up close, it's pretty hard to
I don't think that
make
she
that
was trying
argument.
to run him over. I think she was trying to
No.
flee because a Silverado pulled up right next to her, and she was trying to get the fuck out of there. And then she just cut her wheel. He stepped out of the way, so he wasn't even in harm's way when he pulled the trigger. I could understand wholeheartedly, and my position would be flipped if he was standing in front of that vehicle. But he was off to the side.
Yeah,
And again,
what I
that's
was saying
what
was,
happens when you're hiring people that are in the unemployment line and they're Republicans and they say, fuck it, I'll go work for ICE. You know?
also too, Shide, it's like, where are you going to get these people? Because they already didn't have the infrastructure and the resources.
No, I
And
agree.
you need the manpower. So what are they going to do? Playing devil's advocate
that's the
as somebody
problem.
that wants the mass deportation.
That's the problem is I think mass deportations, as much as we want it in 4 years, I think Republicans need to understand that in order to do it, I guess, safely and responsibly, this is going to take some time. It's going to take multiple Republicans in office, you know, because the minute that a Democrat steps in, it shuts this whole operation down. It opens the border back up and creates problems. Whereas if we were to have a Republican president sitting now training these ICE agents and having the more senior ones removing immigrants, and then, you know, we elect another Republican to continue the deportations and such. I mean, it's a fine line, and it's one that, I mean, if I was the president, I don't know what the right answer is, especially after seeing that today. This is the argument. You just made the argument for the Republicans. This is the argument for the Democrats of this is what happens when you put untrained civilians in charge of deporting immigrants and give them a firearm.
Well, then the next step has to be you bypass that and have the National Guard in. The only problem is you probably don't have enough people in the National Guard to be able to do that, so you have to start the training. It's just, it makes it sound like, oh, you know, this is like a administration type thing. Like, this can't just be one. But it was like 10 million of these people came in during one administration.
Right.
So it's very hard for me to say, I'm just going to trust the Republicans here, because we've seen the numbers. Like, you can't. Somebody said, I think the New York Times reported 500,000 this year.
Yeah.
DHS, ICE reported like 350, 375. So I don't know the real number. I'm assuming it's somewhere around that. We all know the self-deportation.
Meanwhile, they didn't fucking release any monthly statistics. They stayed quiet the whole fucking year and then came out with a number. Right. And it's, how can you trust that regardless? And when you see a number like 300,000 or 500,000, when Trump ran on the fact that Biden ruined America because he let in 10 million illegal immigrants, that's nothing. That's drops in a fucking bucket.
Yeah, and people were willing to back up the mass deportation. I mean, he had a fucking mandate. He campaigned on this shit. People were for it. It's just,
I mean, we could make a list of how many things he campaigned on that he didn't that it hasn't come true. Hasn't ended the war in Gaza, hasn't ended the war in Ukraine, hasn't done mass deportations, didn't release the Epstein list. The list goes on, dude. I mean, it really puts into perspective how much that politics is just a spectacle, you know? And you could, they give you a little. They give you a little bit to try to keep you happy. They tell you that ICE agents are out. They bring in the National Guard to stop crime. But then on the back end, we're still supporting Israel's genocide. Like, it doesn't make fucking sense. I mean, it's disgusting.
It doesn't. And, I mean, you have to go the America First Groyper route, which is like, boycott these people until they unmoderate and they go to the right. They're actually catering to what we want.
And I haven't seen this. That's the thing. And I just want to touch on this topic a little bit because it would make for a great clip, is the fact that I saw Nick Shirley on Sean Ryan podcast. I saw a little clip of that. He was discussing Nick Fuentes. Obviously, we've seen everything from Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. And I mean, even when he gets brought up on Joe Rogan or anybody talking about him, nobody seems to really get the Groyper movement. Unless you're watching his show, nobody seems to get it. You know, everybody, you scroll through X and they say,
I'm kidding. But not real. But I'm kidding. Continue.
All I'm saying is you can scroll through your X feed and see everybody that's just calling Groypers these incel pussies. I mean, I just mentioned, I have a wife and a kid. You have a wife. These people aren't... Do we listen to everything that he says and take it as the gospel? No, because he fucks around. He jokes a lot. But the minute you start watching and you really understand what he's saying, it's like, it doesn't resonate to these people that just watch clips or just hear the horror stories of who and what Nick Fuentes is and stands for. It's like, it's so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. Like you just said, that's the whole point of the movement is, hey, disregard these Republicans that continue to come up. Vivek Ramaswamy, send them the fuck home.
I agree, man.
And Joe Rogan, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, this whole Marco Rubio, this whole slew of Zionists and just absolutely fake Republicans at this point, like they none of them are America First, and it shows.
I agree, man. I agree. And listen, more people than you think are Groypers, are followers of Nick Fuentes.
I agree.
I mean, my whole fantasy football group chat, all of them are Groypers, besides the one guy that's Jewish. God bless him. He might still be I don't know. He might
there
be.
Are some Jewish
Groyper.
Groypers out there, so I mean, it is a thing.
More than you would think. But like, it is so insane to see the politicians whom we voted in completely shit on us. And maybe it's because we're young and like this is the first time like we actually. I don't know about you, but I mean, yeah, you live on your own. I live on my own. You have a family. I have a family. And we have like a real stake in this shit, right? We're not just 18 anymore, and we're not just in high school anymore, not just in college anymore. Like, we actually have a stake in this shit.
We pay taxes.
We
pay taxes. We work. We are the working class fucking Americans. That you have people like Vivek and Donald Trump tell you to your face that you're not smart enough. You're not capable of doing the things that these illegal immigrants are doing. Go fuck yourself. That is not the case. You want the cheap fucking labor. That is the only difference between Americans and foreigners.
But it's like, it's tangible now, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just culture war shit anymore. Like, you're not just voting for somebody because I say, I'd put her in jail, or we're gonna build the wall. Like,
only Rosie
stuff
O'Donnell.
Like that. Right, or make Mexico pay for the wall. Like, that was fucking great in 2015.
Because it changed up politics. And that's the thing.
We all loved it.
That's the thing. I mean, yeah, sure. In his first election cycle that we were, fucking 15, 16 years old, not even able to vote yet, he made politics interesting. He single-handedly... how many people from our generation were actually into politics until Donald Trump campaigned and started changing the narrative of politics? I understand what you're saying.
I was interested.
But like, was it this exciting? Yeah. Was it this funny or comical?
No. But also, the country's kind of about to break, which we'll talk about that in a second. But, like, now that we're adults, and we're not just voting Republican because, you know, of culture war shit, because of online, because, you know, the right versus the left, we gotta own the libs. Like, now that it's, like, tangible, it's really frustrating to see these people don't really give a fuck about us at all.
No.
At least not the Republicans that are in there. Anyway, so I want to transition now, because you see what Tim Walz is saying. He's calling for a mass protest, and you see all these Democrat politicians, governors all over the country saying we have to protest against ICE and to act against this federal agency. And it's setting the tone for a civil war. And it's interesting because you look at what Hollywood has been promoting for the past year. You have the Civil War movie, which they're literally priming us for what a civil war would look like in this country at this time. And also, too, you have that movie, One Battle After Another, with DiCaprio. And it's essentially like a revolutionary movie where you're encouraged to kind of kill the leaders if you perceive those leaders as being authoritarian, right? And so what are your thoughts on that? Because it looks like now, man, the right and the left,
there's no going back.
It's coming.
There's no going back.
It's fucking coming.
That's the thing that we've been talking about, the black pilling. You know, I don't even know how many times at the end of one of our episodes that we've just absolutely defeated ourselves, going back and forth and saying, where does this lead?
Or text threads, man.
Oh my God! I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've texted each other at midnight, going, "We're fucked, dude. We're fucked." I mean, it's so fucking scary. I mean, it's not even about freeing the slaves anymore. Now it's about everybody's free and we're making our own fucking decisions and no one can agree. You have the left, you have the right, you have the far right, you have the far left. There's 4 groups there. The far left doesn't even really agree with anything about Republicans. Neither does the left. I think the far right kind of agrees a little bit with the far left.
Socially, when it comes to the billionaires, yeah.
And that's where I'm putting it, as like a base Republican versus the far right. There are so many differences in what regular Republicans are running on. And to me, there's no going back between this war that we are about to ensue upon. I mean, I don't know if it's going to... I don't know if it's going to break out into sheer violence, because I really think the Insurrection Act and there's other things that will martial law, there's Sharia law. I mean, there's a million different things that we can do to kind of just contain it. But the containment isn't going to be the option here. I mean, we need some sort of unity in this country. I don't know. I've never lived in another country. I don't know how many other countries are this separated. I don't know how many other countries that you could walk around in a red hat and possibly just get assaulted from the back with them not even reading the front of the hat. Does that make sense? I might have rambled a little too long there.
The MAGA hat. No, you didn't. I don't think the MAGA hat is as toxic as it was back in 2016. It used to be something completely different. Now it's been co-opted. It's you see somebody wearing a MAGA hat in public now. It's like, oh, whatever. It's
Honestly, as a far right extremist as they would label probably the both of us, you see a MAGA hat and you look at him and go, "You're fucking retarded."
yeah, fucking liberal.
Right.
But no, it's definitely concerning. Because you do have these groups, you have Antifa on one side, and then you have pick, right? You have the Proud Boys, you have the Oath Keepers, you have Patriot Front. Now, I'm talking about the organized like militias that'll go out there and fight.
Yeah.
Right? The Groypers are it's a non-violent movement, contrary to what people like to characterize us as. But like, it's not something that is imaginary anymore. Like, these things are real. January 6th was real.
100%.
And some people were informants, some people were federal agents, but like there were a lot of people that were just down for the cause and wanted to fuck shit up. Consequently, you do have Antifa, you do have these groups that instigated the Floyd riots that are instigating now. I guarantee you, bro, there were paid actors, paid protesters, part of these left-wing groups funded by Soros that were breaking into this Minneapolis state capitol today.
Oh, yeah.
Like insane, or not the state capitol, a city hall. For Minneapolis, like shit like that, insane. So it's only a matter of time before these groups, I hate to say it, just come into conflict with each other. The best advice that I have is stay the fuck away. We have a platform right now, a small platform, albeit, but a platform nevertheless, where we can explain our ideas and try to have some influence and some change here and just have fun, right? It's a fun thing to do, talk about politics and try to make change in your country. But fuck, man.
And that's like you just said, stay away. I still will never, I'll never join a protest. I'll never understand I'll never understand going and marching. For what? For what? Fucking what? How many social media platforms do you have? Express how upset you are. What is a crowd of 100,000 people going to do other than basically put yourself in harm's way? Because who's out there in that protest? What is going to pop off in that protest? Stay the fuck home. Stay safe. If you have a problem, email your fucking state rep. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but you walking and marching and protesting and making signs and fucking spitting on ICE agents, what is that? Where's that getting anyone?
Yeah. And coincidentally, when you look at the right, like going to January 6th, if you're a normal human being, what do you think's gonna happen, man?
Right.
I mean, it's just not
going into the
try to
Capitol
stay
in general.
away.
I mean, that's the other part of it.
Right.
What do you think's gonna happen? Are you fucking retarded or what?
Right. I mean, it's the people's house, but also too, there's tours.
It's the people's.
You can go in there.
It's the people's house. Half the people that were in there have never been there. Like you said, there's
you can
tours.
Schedule a tour.
There's tours. There's ways for you to go in there. What were you gonna do?
Right.
What were you gonna do going into Nancy Pelosi's office?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Nothing good. And I think that's just like the most infuriating part about it is people that try to make change in the wrong way. There's right ways to make change, and there's useless ways to make change. How many protests have we seen in the past decade? It don't change nothing. It doesn't change anything. Grow a following.
Not a thing.
Make a podcast. Talk about it. Do something that's actually going to affect masses, not just marching on a street.
I will say, bro, some of the protests in the past 5 years changed shit quick. Floyd riots in 2020.
Not for the good.
Right, but I'm just saying.
What laws were passed because people marched for George Floyd? Nothing. You know what happened? Right. Black-owned businesses burned down. Businesses were looted and riots were full of flame and carnage. And it was a disgusting act. And if you were a part of it, go fuck yourself.
They got what they wanted, though, man.
Yeah, fucking PS5s and MacBooks from Target. Like, I don't know.
No. I'm saying they got the police defunded. Look at the shit you see. Every other day, I see a violent criminal. He killed somebody, and he was let out 14, 15, 16, 17 times. in a row, and finally now he killed somebody and everybody's shocked.
Right.
But because of 2020 and because of defunding the police and criminal justice reform, they got what they fucking wanted.
Right.
They got a hellscape.
Right. Like on your
So in
on
that
your Twitter,
regard-
when you reposted that video of those prisoners, wherever that was, making shirts and doing all this, like doing manual labor. I mean, that's the prison reform we need, not fucking a slap on the wrist every time you assault someone. Assault's a big thing. Like, can we not pretend like it's not? I have no intention of going and randomly assaulting someone, as you don't either.
Right.
So let's stop treating assault as this slap on the wrist misdemeanor. No, you have 5 years in our fucking t-shirt sweat camp. That's what you get. Like, we need to start cracking down on crime.
Yeah, and thankfully a lot of people in our generation have like big ideas,
Right.
like just to change shit up. Because it's obvious this whole thing isn't working anymore. It's not. It's not compatible with the 21st century.
It's not.
And thankfully, our generation, on the right and the left, are pretty radical in the changes that we want to
Agreed.
make. And I think most of us have an idea of where we want to go.
I mean, I think,
Like, I think of the
everything...
one thing-
Sorry, go ahead. Don't lose your
Well, I
train.
think of the one thing that we all have in common, for the most part, is that we all see what's happening in Gaza. And we're like, no,
one thing
we're
that we
not
can-
going to support that
Right,
shit.
Right.
The far right and the far left both support this. Like, we're not doing
Mm-hmm.
this anymore. And even the moderate left and the moderate right are saying, hey, we don't support this. We see what's going on. We see the killing of innocents. Like, we don't care why this entirely foreign country, all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, has nothing to do with us, size of New Jersey. Why are we sending them all this money?
Right.
And why are our tax dollars being essentially funding this genocide? Like, it's an honest question, and we're all united on that front alone, which is good. There's a way we both want to get to a place where things are better. It's just you have the Mamdani effect on the left and you have the Fuentes effect on the right. And they both want to make things better. It's just a certain way of doing so, and getting to that point is a little bit different. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Continue.
No, I mean, I think the point that I was going to make was kind of slipped my mind, to be honest with you. I don't think it was anything. No, I was about to cut you off with something. I want to say it might have had something to do with uniting the radical right and the radical left. Oh, it was. The change that this generation kind of wants, and the agreements. I mean, I think we can all sit here and agree that in the 21st century, this country has no business being ran by 80-year-olds. I think every 80-year-old that we come in contact, even if it's our grandparents, can annoy us because they don't understand things. And it's like, all right, well, there's more of us than there are of them.
Out of touch.
Very, very.
Out of touch.
Very, exactly. When's the last time you saw Lindsey Graham go on Fox News and you sat there and shook your head like this and agreed with that stupid old fuck?
Maybe when I was 12.
Yeah. I mean, I might have been in diapers. It was accidentally on, and I was just shaking my head. Like, it doesn't make fucking sense. Like, why is he able to? Like, we need caps. We need, honestly. Call me crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
No,
Tell me.
we need a lower age to become president, and we need a lower cap to be in office across the board.
Here's an idea. What if we lower the age to vote?
I don't like it. I don't know if
There's
I
a
like
lot of young people that are very right wing
but there's
and
also
very
a
pissed
lot,
off
there's
at
a-
the system.
There's a lot of young people that are also impressionable in the wrong way.
2 years.
16,
They can drive.
but they can't drink. They can't serve in the military. They're not adults. I don't know if I.
They're
agree
still
with
taxed. But they're still
it.
taxed.
If they work.
If a lot of 16-year-olds do work. What if something was positioned where it's just an idea? We're workshopping
I
this.
agree.
Fuck it.
Who cares?
But like, what if we were able to? Because these people are essentially being taxed without representation. It's the whole argument that the Democrats make for Puerto Rico.
Right.
So what if there was some way to be able to get these people voting who are working and are being taxed, and they should have a direct say in the democracy and how our country works? It's an idea.
I mean, it is.
It's an idea.
Okay.
To give more power to young people. That's all. That's
the
all.
other idea is restricting who can vote.
Well, but here's the thing with that. That's very, very hard. You're talking about repealing the 19th Amendment.
Not even the 19th Amendment.
That's-
Go back further to where it was men, but it was also
Right.
landowners and people that it really meant. I mean, it's hard now with the amount of renters in cities and whatnot. So, I mean, maybe it's not a great idea, but I just think
It's
of this
very
simplistic
complicated.
time of we hate how, I'll say this, we hate how the old people are running the country, obviously. The Lindsey Grahams, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Donald Trumps, the anybody who's over the age of 70. But we also miss the time that they grew up in.
Yeah.
So
100%.
so I think
not to scream.
No, so I think that's like it's a really hard in between of like how did you lose touch over those 50 years? And just I mean, obviously you didn't conform with the times, but now you have young people who are like, let's go back to those times. And then they're like, I don't know how. It's like, I didn't even grow up in that era. You
Yeah.
didn't grow up in that. Nobody other than those fucking people grew up in that era. And it's like,
I was talking to my. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
No. Finish your thought.
It's
I got
gone.
it. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I was just going to wrap the sentence up, so it wasn't a big deal. Go ahead. You were talking this.
Well, I wanted to add on to what you were talking
Yeah.
about. So, like, I asked my grandparents this a couple of days ago. I was with them, and I said, like, what was it like growing up in a world where everything was so cheap? We made everything here. And my grandma and my grandpa both.
Said less
And they didn't grow up
blacks.
wealthy. Well, no. They didn't grow up wealthy, right? My grandma is a second-generation American. My grandpa, I believe he's a second-generation American as well. And they didn't grow up wealthy. I mean, they were fine, but, like, not wealthy at all by any stretch.
Right.
I don't even think they were middle class. My grandma said, yeah, I paid for my car in cash. $2,000 for my car in cash. Gas was like 50 cents to fill everything up. My grandpa said that he was, because he was in the Navy, and he had saved up money that he made, like folding the uniforms and ironing and pressing them, and saved it up while he was in the Navy on a side thing to buy his first car in cash. And they talk about everything was so much cheaper, and I don't know, man, I was envious.
It seems like it was easier, and then I also put myself in the shoes of like, okay, well, wages were also lower, so were they really in the same boat? But I mean, then I look at my finances and look at the world that we live in, and obviously I'm not sitting here coming to you from a studio. I'm sitting here coming to you in my basement that was hand dug because it's an old farmhouse, and like bills and childcare and groceries and car payments and everything. I mean, it's just all out the ass, and to live comfortably, that's another thing that these old people that are running the country, like Donald Trump said, there's no affordability crisis. You've never not afforded anything in your goddamn life. I hate to pick on Lindsey Graham again, but like, tell me what generation what decade you made your money in that kind of set you from where you are. Did you buy your first house for $50,000? Because there's not a house near either of us that's less than $300,000. So it's like, where did you come with this money? Like these ideas, not the money itself, because obviously things were easier back then. I mean, it's just what it is. Things were easier back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know how he got his money. He was sucking off Netanyahu for the past couple of decades.
Well, of course, someone
there's
needs
that.
to bomb Iran or get a good word in to bomb Iran.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how you...
We're blackpilling.
I mean, listen. The solution is deport the 30 million. Let's start with the 10 million. This wasn't logical at all. There's no civilized society, nothing, no institution at all that is prepared for that many people coming in. It just, nobody was prepared for that. Our infrastructure was not prepared. The homes, the housing market was not prepared for that. You can't just drop 10 million people into a country in 4 years and expect everything to be okay. Like, shit's going to get expensive because the systems, the infrastructure wasn't prepared for that across the board. But I don't understand how the people on the left can ignore those problems.
pretty
And I guess
easily.
their scapegoat is the billionaires. I completely get that, and the people on the right aren't ignoring that, at least not in our sphere.
Right.
But it's just like you gotta deport the people. It's on its face, it's not compassionate. But these people are here at our expense,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unfortunate. They're seeking a better life, and you have to do it in a way that's probably inhumane on its face, but also too, try going to a hospital. Try. You're gonna have to wait 4, 5, 6 hours. My wife, okay, she was at the hospital for the emergency room. I think I told you this. This was last year. She was having like pains in her chest, whatever. It ended up being fine. But there was a woman who was having a miscarriage right next to her in the waiting room for the emergency room. She was there for 8 hours. Now, why is that? 8 hours. Now, why do you think that is? They said that, yeah, we were understaffed. No, I don't know how that makes sense. You're understaffed? That's funny because all of these people, these were the only people that were allowed to work in COVID. You remember that?
Right.
They were essential workers. Nobody was fired.
Right.
So what changed in that time period from 2020 to 2024? Oh, 10 million fucking people. No wonder they're understaffed because everybody is now packed together and you drop all these people wherever you are, especially if you're in a small town like us. And it's like, how are you going to live? How is any of this stuff going to go
they
on?
stick out like a sore thumb, dude. I mean, like you just said,
Yes, they
we're,
do.
We're unqualified to handle that many people abruptly entering. We have no place to put them. We have no jobs to give them. Let's think about being right off of the cusp of COVID and then coming back from COVID. How many local restaurants couldn't get anybody to work? How many local places they couldn't get anybody to work? How does that even make sense? Where are the jobs?
Right. It's a great question. You have to just think like it wasn't like this before. It wasn't. It wasn't like this before, and something has to change. Regardless of what that is, something has to change because it's really killing us right now. And the people on the left, they don't understand this. Some of them maybe that went to the right and voted for Trump in 2024, but most of them don't understand this, and it's very frustrating. I agree, man. The billionaires, they're at fault too. Don't even get me started with the insurance companies. I completely agree. All of it, health insurance, car insurance, everything. They're at fault
Right.
too, no question.
Right.
But we have to address the migration problem. The immigration problem is the number one issue.
So let's bounce the ideas back and forth. Where are our politics at? Because I think the both of us have the exact same politics for the most part. No foreign influence. So we're going to get rid of foreign influence. We're going to get rid of illegal immigrants. Unfortunately, sorry, it sucks. We're going to repeal the 19th Amendment. No, I'm kidding. But like just, you know what I mean? Like where we're at
Yeah.
right now. I mean, we need to bounce ideas and have a fresh look at things, and instead of these regular baseline Republican issues where you can take transgender surgeries for minors and run with it all the way to win a fucking election. Like, yeah, obviously 90% of us are against it. 10% are pro. 10%'s even a fucking stretch. It might be 1%, 0.1%. Who knows? But the fact that they're so polar opposite is, I think, the issue. I mean, I know it's the issue. You have the left who has their set of ideals and who they're going to pander to. Like I just said, the transgender surgeries. And I mean, even Kamala Harris, though, had an idea for some sort of housing boom. Would have been nice to maybe hear that out in the grand scheme of how everything's going on right now. I don't know, Luke. In the way things are going right now, sure, illegal immigrants would be here. Housing boom would be to fill them in. It's a shit idea. But it's like, God damn, would we be dealing with this shit? Would we be dealing with this shit if Kamala Harris was able to win that election? What would the
We're still
country
better
look
off.
like right now?
I think we're still better off.
You're probably
Because
right.
now,
You're probably right, but
at least
this is
now
the
the
ultimate
border's shut
black
down.
pill. That's the problem. This is the ultimate black pill of when you have beaten down your supporters so much that even the guys that stormed the Capitol aren't supporting you anymore.
I
mean,
saw that.
How can you fuck up that fucking hard that a guy who stormed the Capitol for you at your expense doesn't even support you anymore because you covered the list of the biggest sex pedophile ring in U.S. history, most likely. You covered that up. You're supporting the war. You're supporting the genocide in Gaza. You're not ending the war. You haven't ended the war in Ukraine. I mean, all those issues that we talked about, and I mean, it's just so blackpilling that you look at it and you go, so you chop a couple kids' dicks off. I mean, maybe Kamala was better. Like that's the ultimate fucking black pill.
I really don't think, man, because
I don't either.
now,
I think I'm being very facetious, but like,
let me be positive for you real quick and get
ahead.
you back up. So, again, I've turned on Trump like a lot.
Right.
We
As
all
everyone
have,
has.
because he hasn't been doing what we wanted. But the border shut down,
Mm-hmm.
border secure for at least these 4 years
Right.
or next 3 years. We now know that. I mean. No. Let me get myself back. Okay, the border
It's
shut
easy,
down.
isn't it?
Deportations-
But think about how easy it is.
Hold on. Deportations have happened. Okay, granted, it's not enough, but at least it's something.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm going to vote for the Republicans in 2028, but at least that's happened.
Right.
We've gotten little wins. Like Trump just announced today that BlackRock, all these hedge funds, they can't buy single family homes anymore, which
That's a win.
it's a
That's a
small
win.
little it's a small little win, man. In addition to that, like I said about the childhood vaccines, they've limited them. That was an issue. Regardless of it was an issue. People voted for Trump because of RFK, specifically because he was going to go and try and make everybody healthy and try and push back this vaccine schedule and try to regulate the food industry and everything that we eat. So that's a small win. But like you got to remember, dude, the anti-white stuff. We wouldn't be hearing about the great replacement theory now. It's fucking mainstream. Politicians are talking about it. I'm not a fan of JD Vance, but he's talking about it. It's a fucking lie. He's placating to this new base of young men, young groypers, young America first.
How the fuck can he even say that? But I get it.
Right. But bro, 4 years ago, they were saying that's not real. The great replacement is a conspiracy. One of the reasons I think they fired Tucker was specifically because he was talking about the great replacement. Okay. But like if Kamala's in, bro, you're not getting that. None of this is the consciousness isn't even
right. You're getting a
you
wine
aren't
drunk
even
president.
getting it.
You're getting a wine drunk president rambling. I mean, neither of them could form a coherent sentence.
And you're getting all this shit. You're still. We could talk about USAID and if it was doing good or not, but at least we're not funding all this bullshit in like Zimbabwe or whatever the fuck gender reassignment surgery in I don't know where, some rogue country in Africa. But you get my point.
Oh, I 100% get your point. I mean, I think that's the meat and potatoes of it. Is where we are better off. Like you just said, the Great Replacement and RFK and everything else that you just mentioned, like those are, I don't want to say no-brainers, but they're little wins that we're getting. And I wonder if Kamala was in office, what would the wins even be? Would there be any wins? Or would it all just kind of be bashing down the working, the working straight white man?
Here's what I will also say, though. If she did get in, there was culture already shifted right after 2022, after Elon brought COVID, or 2023, whenever it was. We were already shifting right. She wins, hypothetically.
Right.
She probably wasn't going to be great. It was probably going to shift young men more so to the right anyway. But I think even after we see what Trump has failed to deliver on, right, we are now realizing that the Republican Party is probably worse than the Democrats, specifically because we know that the left is the enemy, man. We know all these things because they say them out loud. But the Republicans, the right, they're trying to make it seem like they're on our side.
Right.
And I feel like now this is the first time where the mainstream populace is like, hey, they're not in line with what we want at all. We actually want more for them. So even if, Kamala did get it, I still think that we're better off now because we see the Republicans are like the wolf in sheep's clothing. Right. If anything, I hate the right more because they lie to us and they lie to us over and over and over again. Right. But then they go behind our backs and they do something completely different than what we want every single time.
Every time, without fail.
Exactly. So even now that Donald Trump failed and we know he failed and like he's failing abysmally for the most part, it's good to see this mask off moment, because now we know if we starve the Republicans in 26 and 28, they're going to have to move right or they won't win another election. That's my little soliloquy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we could probably move on to the next topic. You covered it all. I mean, it's truly, if we continue to go back and forth,
I've had a lot of coffee.
if we go back and forth on this, I'll probably just continue to black pill, to be honest with you, because what you just wrapped with was, hey, look at how the Republicans lie to you. And I'm like, fuck, they do, but I don't align with the left at all. So that's where we need the change, is the Republicans need to step it the fuck up. They need to stop with the lying. They need to stop with, the continuation of being coupled with Israel, because that's where the far right and the far left agree. I mean, that's almost the winning equation for this next election, is trying to find a candidate who can cope to the far right and the far left, leaving the regular mainstream liberals out of it, and just going, hey, here's all the problems with this last presidential, run with Donald Trump. I don't see how J.D. Vance can even step into office. It's the same thing with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We were all appalled by how Joe Biden ran the country, and Kamala Harris made it pretty fucking clear that she wasn't going to change how she ran the country, or how Joe Biden ran the country. It was going to stay the exact same. So I understand that J.D. Vance is coming and, slowly kind of pulling the rug, tugging at the rug under Trump, because Trump's saying things, and then JD's not exactly going against what Trump is saying, but he's also putting himself in a situation where he could go either way. He can kind of say, hey, look at me, groypers. Hey, look at me, far right, far left. I got problems. I'm going to mention the Great Replacement theory. There's certain little things that Trump's not saying. It's not necessarily speaking out against Trump, but it's the things that Trump's not saying that JD's kind of pulling at the strings. And I don't know. I don't trust him. I know that much. I don't trust Vivek. I know that much. I don't trust Marco Rubio. I know that much. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody in this fucking admin right now, I don't trust them. I don't trust anybody. I don't think you can trust anybody in politics. That's the problem, and that's the blackpilling part of, like, you might as well just label this show the black pill of the century, because it's like things that, when you go down this rabbit hole of constant reflection of how things have went for the past almost decade, where do we go? Where do we go? Who is going to step up and pull the rug out from under J.D. Vance? Because at this rate, it's either J.D. or it's a Democrat.
I think we have a lot of time.
I think we do too.
You have to,
I'm saying right now. I'm saying right now. I'm talking in the right now.
Yeah. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's like, it always appears in intervals. So in 2016, Trump wins, and it's like, fuck, now the Democrats are behind.
Right.
But then you see what kind of happens, and then the far left takes over. Basically what it was, the far left at some point after Trump got elected had a hostile takeover of the Democrat Party. And it's like, oh, well, now the Republicans are behind. Because the far right, and we'll call it being victims of censorship throughout all the years, they weren't even allowed to exist. Right. But they were behind for a very long time. Trump wins again, and it's like, fuck, the left is all dismantled completely. They don't even have a face for their party. Right. The far left feels like an afterthought. And then a year later, Mamdani wins. And it's like, oh, okay. Now, because I don't think the pendulum swings so far left and so far right. I think it's like this constantly. I
agree.
So by this time next year, or maybe a year after that, the far right will eventually have a hostile takeover of the Republican Party, because like that's where these things are going. Left-wing populism and right-wing populism. So if it's probably going to be from the Groypers, somebody from the Groyper tree, whether that's James Fishback or Casey Putsch or somebody involved with that, or maybe somebody that we don't even know.
Right, maybe
somebody we don't even know.
Casey was a no-name, and now he's popping up all over the place. Let's say he wins the seat of the governor in Ohio now. It's or James Fishback, same way. I mean, not known 6 months ago and now mainstream. So it's
But like, you got to think about it like this: the millennials are majority left leaning. They're far left, right? You can even say it that. And because that they were raised by boomers, and because of the economic environment that they were forced to grow up in, they were the first ones. I remember watching Fox News when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, and hearing, oh, the millennials are so lazy, blah, 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 blah. 10, 15 years later, it's like, oh, they're saying the same shit about us. And I know we're not fucking lazy. Everybody I talk to, men I talk to, aren't fucking lazy. No. They're talking about they want to be able to afford shit. It's like, oh, but we see it through the right-wing lens because of how we grew up with social media and how the left was just awful. They would always talk down to us. So the millennials saw it through the left-wing perspective. Now it's finally become AOC. It's the Squad, right? It's Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Mamdani now. The right-wing movement, the far-right movement that's associated with Gen Z, because we have that right-wing perspective now, different than the millennials. We're younger, so it's going to take a little bit longer for that to materialize and for us to realize whatever that is.
Right.
But it's coming. And the thing is, like, economically, these things are a really big problem for the millennials and for our generation, Gen Z, and so we're just doing it different ways. It's basically my summation of the whole thing.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Crazy.
You're 100%
Isn't that
right.
crazy?
It is.
So it's only a matter of time. Our side, our visualization of that, our movement, the Gen Z movement, it's like it's going to take a little bit because our generation is still so young. I think the oldest Gen Z is like 28, 29 maybe. 29 may be pushing it, but like the majority of us still can't vote.
Well, the beauty of it,
or a lot of us.
The beauty of it, quite frankly, is we might reach a point of no return. You know, let's say Donald Trump fucks his country up completely, and there's a mass civil war, or a Democrat comes in next, and then allows the border to reopen, and another immigration crisis, whatever else happens. It's the beauty of it, and why I say that is because we have an opportunity to step up when everything is crumbled.
Right.
And I think that's almost the best part. And that's what is now lifting me out of the black pill and reminding me that it's only a matter of time until these people are gone.
I know.
And
they're taking fucking forever. I will say that.
Well, you know how that goes. But I mean, there's only a matter of time before these people are gone and before there actually is, like I said, a Groyper who's in Congress, fucking somebody with some actual America First takes that are speaking out and running for office. I mean, that is, and we're already seeing it with the James Fishbacks and the Casey Putsch and those kinds of people who are at least expressing and talking to us, to the lazy millennials who aren't lazy. We're just sick of how fucked up the 70-year-olds that are running the country are fucking us.
Right. And they can't even email.
Right. They can't reset their Wi-Fi router. That's the thing. It's fucking. It sucks. It's blackpilling in the moment, but I mean that's really what you have to hold on to is the fact that it will end eventually. It will end eventually. It might end bloody. It might end disgusting. We might be a fallen world.
Yeah, that's definitely on the table.
And that's also the other scary part is
right.
You start talking about biblical times, and you're like, man. Do
you want Mad Max?
Right.
Because that's a possibility.
Right, depending on where it goes. I mean, like I just had mentioned, I mean, there's laws and stuff that are in place that can kind of lock us down or keep us from getting that far. But, the divide that we are as a country right now, I don't know, man. The right now is very scary, but there's an optimistic future.
Yeah, I would say that definitely. It's just there's a lot of good that could come out of this.
There is.
But there's also a lot of bad.
There is.
A lot of bad that we haven't seen for a very long time, if ever, in this country.
And you want to know the fun part about it is looking at the people that could make a change and had the opportunity to make a change and to make their party happy and left. MGT. Yeah. Matt Gaetz didn't get a chance, but now he's, all on the Israel train now. And I mean, we do have Thomas Massie in office, who seems to be saying the right things in his seat. I don't think he's president worthy, but he seems to be saying the right things and doing the right things as of late, especially seeing a Republican sitting in Congress butting heads with Trump. Because really, it was Massie and MGT couldn't handle the heat, so she left. But she's talking shit on Twitter and preaching dude. I could go on for hours about her because that's just irritating. But you have somebody like Thomas Massie, who's a sitting congressman, and battling with Trump. It's a social media battle. It's a fucking tweet for Massie followed by a fucking what's Trump's thing? Damn it, why am I
Truth Social?
Yeah, a Truth Social post from Trump. I mean, they're just going back and forth with each other, but like the fact of the matter is like everything Thomas Massie's saying is kind of what we want, man. Maybe
besides immigration, he's not good on immigration.
No, I agree. But the Epstein files, everything against Israel that he's anti and not funded by AIPAC. I mean, is he the last Republican sitting congressman that's not paid by Israel?
I think so. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she didn't take any AIPAC money.
Let me look it up.
I think he's the last one.
Let me look it up.
He's the last representative, I'm pretty sure.
Sitting.
Rand Paul, I don't think Rand Paul has taken any, but he's a senator. On the Republican side for Congress, for the representatives, I think Massey's the only one.
Sitting.
I could be wrong.
Sitting Republican Congress members not funded by Israel. Of course, the first one's Reddit. And, of course, Google AI has nothing for me.
Well, search it on Grok or search it on ChatGPT.
Nikki Haley? She funded by Israel?
No, she definitely is. She was autographing the missiles. Do you remember that?
Kill them all. Oh my God, I read that wrong. I read, like, the thing was, it was a quote from her that said, where the hell did I just see that quote? The new Republican Party will soon throw Israel under the bus, said spokesperson Nikki Haley. That was back in 24, and I was like, is that something? And I'm like, no.
Well, search that up, and then I have our next topic ready. Well, I'll kind of wait for you because this is like something we're both going to get very passionate about. But yeah, I think Thomas Massie is the only one. Rand Paul, like I said, I think is the only one in the Senate. I could be wrong. But I think Massey's probably the only representative that's a Republican that didn't take any money from AIPAC.
Grok's taking a second. Shouldn't be that hard, Grok. There's got to be only two.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said when he went on Tucker last year. Because he went viral. He said, I'm the only guy, only person in Congress without an AIPAC guy.
Yeah. It is not loading.
It's all good. We can assume it's Thomas Massie. Again, I don't know any other good Republican besides him.
I do believe that's it. That's it.
Okay, but so talking about failures, right? We have to talk about Dan Bongino because holy shit, man. What a fucking failure.
He picked up the mic again.
Yeah, let's jump back into it because in 2024, Dan Bongino had one of the most successful podcasts in the country. He was on Rumble. He was doing very well for himself. He was all, I'm going to expose some shit. You remember that? Talk about, Jeffrey Epstein, the sex trafficker, he's definitely guilty. He didn't kill himself. Fast forward to a couple months ago, half a year ago, actually, 6 months ago, and he's sitting next to Kash Patel, and he's FBI deputy director, and I think it was Laura Ingraham. Maybe I could be wrong, but some reporter was like, what happened with Jeffrey Epstein?
And they both looked like there was a gun to their head.
I was like, he killed himself.
Yep.
What?
Like they were MK Ultra. Like they were
MK Ultra.
Yep. I mean, it's
insane, yeah. Right? And then you go back to all these clips, and he's like, Jeffrey Epstein, he was this big, but Mossad, this former Secret Service agent. We're all like, okay, shit. You get this guy who's this podcast conspiracy, like deep state. He's going after the deep state on the podcast, and then he gets in there,
and he becomes the deep state.
He killed himself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward a year, and now he leaves. I think today was his last, or yesterday was his last day. He leaves.
And
so
he leaves as currently, as it stands, they have released less than 1% of the Epstein files.
less than basically zero. And this guy was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna expose some shit, man. I'm gonna go after the pedophile." And yet, you were right in there the whole time. All you had to do was release the files.
Right. And
how bad could they have been?
yeah, and the fact that someone like Kash Patel, who is an absolute disgrace, is still sitting there. And Dan Bongino left. Like you said, the podcaster, the guy who didn't do a goddamn thing. Like we had just talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene the same way. Like these people that they're now what did you expect, Dan? You expected to be one of the most hated people in the FBI and then return to a podcast and what? Tell us about your experience? Are you slow? Like you did nothing. You did nothing. You accomplished nothing, bro. What is this? You're gonna start up your podcast again, dude? Like, what?
Listen, let's play devil's advocate, okay? So obviously, I could totally understand how he wouldn't want to be in the FBI, right? So number one, you have to think about the toll that takes on your family. You're away from your family for months and months and months. Like, I can totally respect and understand why. So I heard that it put a strain on his marriage. You're away from your kids for so long.
Do you think it put a strain on?
your relationship with
Do you
them?
think it put a strain on his marriage because he was covering up the biggest pedophile ring in the fucking United States history?
That's not out of the question. All I'm saying is like it takes a toll on your life.
Right.
I would imagine
Right.
being away
Right.
from your family
100%.
for so long. So I completely understand that. However, when you were one of the guys who were saying, "Oh, I'm going to expose all the shit about Epstein," and then you turn around and you say he killed himself after there's all this evidence, and there was an independent what was the word, medical examiner said that
Coroner.
all the marks around the independent coroner that said all the marks around the neck were consistent with somebody who was strangled. And when you hear all that and you hear him say, "Oh no, he killed himself," like,
And the guy sitting next to him goes on Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
and that's the first time he fucking hears about the independent coroner.
right, it's like this is all a joke, and you're talking about, "Oh, well, we're not going to release the files because we care about the victims." It's like, blur out the names, blur out the pictures.
You redacted every fucking line on those pages. Just redact the names. Release the pages. Release the pages.
Right.
Not the names, but
Right.
release the fucking pages. Give us something. I mean, God bless it. And unfortunately, Dan Bongino just catches the heat for this because it's the whole admin that we're disappointed in. But like, again, like I just said, you're going to return to podcasting after stepping down from doing what? You were there. I understand it put a strain on your relationship and all these things, and I wish I could say, hey, thanks for your service, Dan, but what the fuck did you do in that time that you were taking taxpayer dollars?
You know what? You know what he's doing now? I saw the video today. He went on his podcast again for the first time in a year and a half, maybe. And he goes, "I'm going to go after all the black pillars. I'm going to go after all the anti-MAGA people." It's like, hey, man, you were supposed to go after the
deep state.
largest sex trafficking ring in the history of our country. And you kind of not releasing anything kind of confirms what everybody was thinking, that the whole entire government is in on
Right.
it. But in addition to that, I guarantee you he's going to go after the Groypers.
Oh,
He's going to
that's
go
his next
he's going to
step.
go after the young people that are the most patriotic about this country on the right, and he's going to say, "Oh, you guys are off. You're against President Trump, who's pulling out the seat for Netanyahu.
Oh, just wait.
Who's taking all this money."
Just wait for in about, I don't know, I give it 3 weeks. We're gonna
no, 3 days. 3 days,
Yeah,
bro.
probably. We're gonna get one of those sit down videos that it's captioned "Dear Groypers" from Dan Bongino. Dude, like the grift. Give me a fucking break. I don't even know. Like, it's so depressing when you have all of this talk in hot air coming out of these people's mouths, and then you go on the back end. It's not even at this point. Dan Bongino hasn't said anything that's like not obviously first episode. That's it. But like, I'm just waiting for him to get worse and worse because who's gonna watch it? who still who still believes in Dan Bongino? Who's gonna watch it? I will say this: who is going to watch it without just wanting to do a shitty reaction video to it? You know,
More people than you think.
the only views
My grandma, ironically,
the same one that watches the
my
show and
grandma-
loves me.
yes, my grandma was talking about how, oh yeah, Dan Bongino's coming back. I was like,
Grandma, it's not Jerry Springer. Do you know what this guy did? He fucked up. He fucked up so bad.
and all love for that generation, but like the boomers and the Gen Xers and maybe even a little bit of millennial people they're still gonna watch his show. Like a lot of people just think it's like business as usual,
Right.
and they're willing to go along with it because that's how politics has always been.
Or maybe like
For their lives.
maybe like a political insider. Like now, oh, he was in the
Yeah.
FBI, so I'm gonna watch these to see if he, says anything or whatever. It's like you're not gonna get that.
But he did have the #1 ranking. I saw a
Of
brief headline
course he
flashed across
did.
my timeline.
Of course he did. I watched it too. I think everybody in their right mind's going to watch it, but how long until he just becomes Candace Owens, who was top 5 in the charts
it
and
won't
now
be
down
long.
to 57 or whatever it is? Like,
It won't be long, but it's just crazy, man. We'll see where he goes. He's a joke. The whole administration's a joke. But also, too, you think about him and, like, doing business like this. Like, this has been politics for his whole
Right.
life. It's been, empty-handed promises, and then, you just keep expecting them to vote for you
Right.
on the left and the right.
Right.
So now that shit's different, now that we have an entire generation of people our age on the right and the left, they're like, no, we want to change shit up. They're going to have to change shit up. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I guess. Unfortunately, I like to say that it starts with the people that are currently in power, but it
No, we
but
gotta
it
replace
doesn't.
them all.
But it doesn't. So that's why someone like a Dan Bongino, someone like any of the sitting congressmen, like it's anybody in this administration. Like I've basically where I'm sitting at is, hey, let's not destroy the country, and we'll try again in 3 years.
Yeah, and we'll see if we have a country left.
Right. Let's try to make it through the next 3 years because I'm almost excited for it. I'm almost we've seen what Trump has to offer. We've seen the bullshit that he spewed. I'm ready for him to be a lame duck president. I'm ready for
Me too.
I'm ready for the Democrats to win the House. I'm ready for the impeachment trials. I'm ready for the slowing down of continuing to fuck things up for us, and we'll just try again. Let's see what else we have to offer. Like, I'm so over this presidency. I'm so over every single person that's in his cabinet that I'm basically sitting here like, let's just scroll and let's see what random Joe Blow has to offer for what he thinks this country should be. Because
Yeah.
it can't be a single sitting Republican currently. It almost can't be any Republican that's running other than the two that are coming into my head.
And there's one in Connecticut that's running for governor, a Republican candidate that's saying, he's not going to take AIPAC money. I don't know his name, but I'm sure we'll figure out who he is in the future.
I
But,
think, and that's the
yeah.
other part of it too. When we were coming out of the black pill, with how everything's been and the culture change and things moving in the right direction, I guess, for people who are in the far right, we're in a position where we're going to see the same way that the left pandered to the right, or to the left, the left pandered to their people, to the LGBT community and everybody else. You're going to see that out of our Republican side. You're going to see people that aren't going to take AIPAC money because the problem is everybody's funded by AIPAC. So the minute people start popping up that aren't funded by AIPAC, guess what? They're going to start popping off. And it's going to be like a real culture change that these people that, like we just fucking quoted the Nikki Haley tweet comment from 2014 or 2024. The right's going to, turn their backs on Israel. We already have. We already have.
Oh, yeah, and they know it, too.
And it's,
that's why they're moving away from American reliance.
Right.
They're investing more in themselves.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Right. Now, there's a scare that goes with that, too. and I don't think we're ready for that.
It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna. I don't think you gotta be really, really hateful. No, we're not gonna. We're not gonna do that.
What are you talking about?
Mass extermination.
Well,
event.
no, I'm not saying that. There's
I don't think that's
gonna
happen.
No, I'm saying a retaliation from Israel in some sort of way for
good luck,
lessening.
man.
I don't know, man.
Good luck, man.
I'm not saying that they're gonna bomb us. We'll nuke them off the face of the fucking planet, or we'll just stop supporting them. They're sitting in the middle of 3 countries that'll just rape them.
Are you talking about like a psyop?
Maybe. I don't really know what I'm, I guess, hinting at in particular. I think the reason that I say that I'm worried is because of how much that current America is entangled with Israel and the Mossad. I think the Mossad is the big one that I'm worried about. Especially not only the Mossad, but all the Jewish billionaires that also own every social media platform, have all your bank information and texts and photos and Snapchats and Instagram posts and I mean everything. Like, I think that's really where I'm at, is like, it's not necessarily going. Could you imagine if, there was some sort of epidemic with that, with the Mossad turning on Americans in a cyber way?
Yeah, that could happen.
100% it could happen. 100% it could happen.
But there's not a lot of room in my brain to think and like worry about that. You know?
Well,
what
and
I mean?
it's all hypotheticals.
Like, it could definitely happen. Right. Like drone attacks too. It's sad, but it's gonna happen soon. It's
drone attacks here.
I mean, it's somewhere in America. A mass, like, it's only a matter of time before some crazy lunatic is able to take advantage of a drone and bomb a football game.
I've been kind of thinking about that too. I was really fucking scared, dude. And I'm not giving any ideas, but any mass event, think about Times Square.
I know. It's very
Times
scary,
Square, dude. Like the things that could happen, and without there being an actual human being involved.
I know, and it could come from anywhere. It could come from China. It could come from here. It could come from Israel, wherever. Like, it's this ubiquitous. I don't even know if ubiquitous is the right word, but it's this unprecedented technology where you can kill. I mean, our military does it. You could kill people across an ocean and not feel a thing,
right?
But you just see it on a screen.
Right.
It is the most dystopian way of taking a life. It's an awful thing, but the fact that it's real, it's very scary.
Yeah. I black-pilled. I came back. I black-pilled again. I came back. I might be black-pilling a little bit again. I don't know, man. This country is so fucked. Regardless, that poor lady did not deserve to die today.
No, I agree 100%, man. And even though ICE, they exist for a reason, a very good reason.
Agreed.
To enforce the immigration laws in this country. Like, she didn't have to go. I mean, you could have avoided that.
1,000%.
Even Tom Homan didn't even comment on it, bro. That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
so we'll see.
I don't know.
It's just a sad day for the country.
It really is, because it just divides you even more, and it's like for the most part, we're not getting deportations, but we haven't had a real reason. We haven't had a life taken like this.
Right. But our lives are directly being affected, and things are getting worse because of the influx of people that came here.
Well, and not to mention, I mean,
So,
it only gives the anti-ICE people more of a reason to be anti-ICE.
Yeah,
and
true.
just to say leave them alone. And again, like, it just goes back to the fact that lady was there interrupting ICE when in Minnesota all of the Somalian fraud was going on, dude. Like, what are you doing? That's like, kick them out.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's insane. We do have one more topic if you want to talk about it, and that's Candace Owens.
I did.
So I know you've been following this as well, But Candace Owens has obviously been doing her show, used to work at Daily Wire, and a couple of days ago popped across my timeline the Candace Owens show, and they posted a clip. And I'm thinking, hey, her new show is called Candace, not the Candace Owens show. I thought Daily Wire owned the Candace Owens show. So that was a little bit weird. Then I click on the profile, and it's official Daily Wire Candace Owens show. And I'm thinking, that's a little bit weird. I dive into it a little bit. And then I realize it's a new show from the Daily Wire to react to the current Candace Owens show from the previous Candace Owens show account to make fun of her. What are your thoughts on this?
Has Ben Shapiro just lost all control of his faculties, dude? Like,
he's done, man. He's cooked.
He is trying to make money anywhere he can because he's losing followers. Well,
typical.
But like, dude, it's fucking it's ridiculous. I do not like Candace Owens for a plethora of reasons. I really wasn't on board with her even before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I know that's when she really started popping off. I think it was an obvious grift from the jump.
Yeah.
I think she was
very disingenuous.
1,000%. I think the things that I think, you know, her posting all of those memories and stuff on her Instagram of her and Charlie Kirk seemed sincere at the moment, and you're like, okay, yeah, they were good friends. And then we started getting into the weeds, and then we started with the 6 months of the Charlie Kirk case. The Charlie Kirk case, and everybody and their mother needs to tune in to my show so I could tell you who killed Charlie Kirk. Has she told anybody who killed Charlie Kirk? No. In fact, every single one of her conspiracy theories has been debunked in an embarrassing way. And she's only continued to make a fool out of herself for 6 months. That's why she went from number 1 to 57, or maybe not number 1, I think she was like top 5, down to 57. Nobody listens to it anymore. Nobody wants to hear the grift. You can't start an issue with the French president and then tie Charlie Kirk's assassination into the same fucking thing, dude. Can you spell
She's
grift?
insane.
That is the exact thing. So, again, that's not my point. Candace Owens sucks, obviously. And the whole crowd around Candace Owens as well. Fucking Ian Carroll, all those guys. I mean, I think they're all just conspiracy theory grifters, and really, they're out of touch, in my opinion. But the fact that an even more out of touch Republican in Ben Shapiro, someone who cannot turn on Israel, someone who hasn't said anything about us not releasing the Epstein files, someone who's, you know, I haven't heard from him because who listens to him? I don't listen to him, so I don't hear from him. But I know he doesn't say shit. I know he's got nothing good to say, so I don't tune in. But the fact that your company is going to start a show to react to an ex-employee in her videos, you want to talk about a Jewish scheme. That's exactly what it is, dude. Like, you're just trying to make money because you're not making money on your own fucking politics. And that's what it comes down to.
You're going to get... Sorry, go ahead.
That's what it comes down to. It all boils down to money. And they're trying to use this the now Candace hate to start a channel in order to react to Candace, to get involved with it. Like, it's ridiculous.
They want to get people to hate watch this show for money.
Agreed.
Insane. Have you also... I haven't watched Ben's show, but I've seen a couple of clips, and I have used those to react to them on my show and for my own content, right? And look at the background. I'm not sure, but I think he's doing his show now from Tel Aviv. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think he's doing the show based off of the background. Again, could be wrong. I think he's doing his show from Israel, which is ironic, which is very, because it's supposed to be an American show.
Well, I think the beauty of this whole thing is showing how the Daily Wire is going to crumble. Obviously,
I know.
Obviously, nobody tunes into the Daily Wire for Ben Shapiro. If
Yeah.
you're, a macho conservative, you're kind of listening to Matt Walsh. If you're religious, you're listening to Michael Knowles. No one's listening to Ben Shapiro. And not only that, Ben Shapiro's pro-Trump, and Matt Walsh is starting to criticize Donald Trump, man. I think it all started with the... What?
He's never going to get there.
You don't think he'll ever leave? You think he'll just go down with the ship?
He's a fool. He's a fool. He is a fool. He has been memed into oblivion. The memes against him are too hard. Just get back to work, Matt
right?
Walsh.
That's the top tier meme,
bro. I don't know. I don't know if he survives. I mean, obviously he'll be fine, health wise and financially he'll be fine
for sure.
But I don't think his brand survives. I don't think his cachet, like his cultural cachet, I don't think that survives.
I don't know. If you don't think that he would survive switching up and being a groiper?
I think it's too late, man. I think if he's gonna do so, he better do it quick.
I agree. Because you can't go down with the ship and then go, "Hey, I'm far right." You gotta get out of there, man. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to stick around with the Daily Wire. You see it's plummeting. The fact, just to show that the Daily Wire is crumbling, is literally the fact that they started this Candace Owens reaction page.
Yeah, the fact that Michael Knowles had Clavicular on,
the
episode did pretty well.
I was surprised by that.
It's like they're willing to do that. That must mean that they are very much struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now I made a video. I made a whole podcast about my whole opening monologue of my podcast a week ago. Ben Shapiro lost 30,000 YouTube subscribers in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
I looked today and I saw an article or a headline come across my feed. He's lost 40,000 in 40 days.
It's going, dude.
And like he even shelled out all the money for the Times Square ad. You saw the Ben Shapiro ad. He had like the Ray-Ban or whatever they were. I think they were aviators. He's wearing aviator sunglasses to make himself look cool. It's like this guy is like out of touch. Like,
it's going.
It's not working.
It's going down. It's going down. I mean, I think the only people that are really there's nobody. I will say this. Obviously, Nick Fuentes, top of the line, in touch, understands it all. But there's nobody that I'm looking at as a political commentator that is really in touch with this generation, other than people like you and I. No, and I just mean simply financially, understanding the grocery prices, understanding obviously, all the geopolitical stuff and everything like that. But it's hard for you to, I guess, stay in touch when you're a millionaire podcaster. Geopolitical wise, yeah, sure, you guys make all the right points and everything else. But to really understand this generation and the struggles that this generation's going through, I don't see anybody that's really super in touch.
And a lot of us too haven't emerged yet. Like we're all still coming up. Yeah. It's gonna take a little bit.
Wait till we go to the moon.
Yeah, I know, right? And I think, man, there's a couple people that are really, really good. Like, do you know who Kai Schwimmer is?
Clips on Twitter.
He's a fellow traveler. He's very good. Only thing is, he's a Mormon.
I don't love that.
But he has all of the other right points, bro. Like everything and he's very articulate too when breaking down these points in debates. So he's very good. But I think a Myron Gaines is also a fellow traveler, a little bit different. He's more of the the red pill woman stuff. So he's not entirely, but he's a fellow traveler. Sneeko, kind of the same thing. He's red pill on the women. So, but again, he's a Muslim. He's not a Christian. So kind of a fellow traveler, but not really. Also, he does have this Muslim influence again, where it's the racial part.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't identify with young white men or even young black men. It's a completely different thing. It's a foreign thing.
In his own world.
So he doesn't really identify with the America first aspect for everything. Right. But there's a couple people, man. But they're still emerging.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And so are we. Luke Papala.
Yeah. Ryan Scheibmantel.
Great.
It's been
Great time catching
very
up.
nice having you. Oh, dude, I love it. I
Absolutely.
love it. I would do this without the cameras.
I mean, if we did that, we would be up till 3 a.m.
I know. But yeah, is there anything you want to plug?
My Twitter, _Shide. I got a lot of great takes, and nobody likes my tweets.
It's coming.
It is.
I like your tweets.
I know you do. I had to take the one down. I saw the first report about the fucking. I saw the first report about the shooting, and I think I jumped the gun. Someone tweeted that it was an illegal immigrant fleeing the scene, and so that was what I tweeted about. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, is this real?" Blah blah blah. No. So you hate when you jump the gun. I gotta sometimes you want to get there first, but sometimes you gotta wait.
Yeah. It's not good to jump the gun, but hey, listen, we live and we learn.
Agreed, my brother.
All right. Yes, sir. Anybody else watching, we have memberships. You could just click the link below in the channel and you'll be able to access our memberships. So hopefully, please financially contribute to this channel and go give Shide a sub on his YouTube channel. We could plug that.
Agreed. The Shide
right
effect
here.
Somewhere over there. It'll be.
We'll plug it right here.
Yeah, videos are coming shortly. Whenever.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure, though. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you got to this point, have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.